You're tuned in to the Literati Records podcast. Welcome to episode 26 of the Literati Records podcast. I'm your host, Marcus, and I want to thank you for supporting independent music. We have a great interview for you today with Merge Records recording artist Wye Oak, one of my favorite artists on one of my favorite labels. I sat down with the band before their 2010 show at the Walnut Room. They were on the road supporting their My Neighbor, My Creator EP. Since then, the band has gone on to even greater success with their 2011 album, Civilian, whose title track was featured in the TV series The Walking Dead and opened today's show. The rest of the music on today's show comes from the previously mentioned 2010 EP, My Neighbor, My Creator, and 2009's The Knot. For a complete track listing, visit our website at www.literatirecords.com. It's now my pleasure to feature Wye Oak. I'm here with Andy Stack and Jenn Wasner from Wye Oak, an amazing band on Merge Records. Welcome.
You. Thanks. Thanks very much.
Merge is such a prolific and prestigious label, and with so many great artists over the years. How did you first hook up with Merge?
Oh man, luck. I think had a whole heck of a lot to do with it.
Blind, dumb luck.
Yeah.
We got written about on a blog, and Mac McCon, who is the head of the label, and he's in that, the great band Superchunk. He read about us on a blog and checked us out and wrote us an email and said, "Oh, this track that I heard is really cool." And so we had to send him a couple records and basically expected to never hear anything back again because, we assumed that
he did it all the time.
He would, yes.
Your order is ready or saying.
Yeah, that'll happen again. So it turned out that they wanted to work with us, and they reissued our first record that we had self-released, and then we've done another one for them, and we just did a new EP.
Mal, your salad is ready. Mal, your salad is ready.
And we'll be
recording a new
full length this summer.
Oh, cool. Cool. Will the tracks from the EP be on it as well?
Oh no, all new stuff.
Totally separate. Yeah.
Pitchfork once described your sound as earnest folk-influenced indie rock with touches of noise and dream pop. Now, with such a broad musical palette, what are some of your influences?
Gosh, I don't know. I think the biggest influence that I have, which kind of transcends sound or genre, is really just interesting songwriting. I'm pretty open and broad as far as what kinds of music and what sounds of music I'll listen to and be excited by. I think at this point I really am beginning to realize the importance that composition and structure and good songwriting is to me as a music listener. And I don't know, I think that some of my favorite artists, people that I respect the most, are people who are able to take the songs that they have and structure them and arrange them and record them in a way that is really appropriate for the songs themselves and really does justice by whatever the songs are about and what they mean to them and that sort of thing.
Now, Andy, you have a unique style of playing drums and keys simultaneously. Did that evolve out of necessity, or did you develop it before the band formed?
I developed it totally for this band. Sort of out.
Your salad is ready, Spitzer?
I guess mostly out of necessity that we had these songs. We wanted to be a pretty loud band. We wanted to be able to really fill a room with sound, but we didn't at the time. I guess we didn't have any other band members, any people that we wanted to bring into the project. So I started working on that, and I think early on it was intended probably as a stopgap kind of measure, but we found that it's really exciting.
Well, the better you get at it, the better we get at it, and the more experience we have with it, it stopped becoming as terrifying as it once was. We're a little bit more comfortable with it now, and I always say that when we first started rehearsing with this setup, Andy and I, it was a lot of woodshedding, a lot of really, really tedious, precise practice and work, and it's gotten to the point now where I can bring in a song and Andy can kind of improvise a little bit with it. He's a little bit looser and a little more comfortable. It's a little bit more like watching someone play one instrument instead of two. So we're definitely more comfortable with it now than we've ever been, and I don't feel like it's a limitation at this point. I feel like it obviously is, but I don't really feel like we treat it as such. It's kind of just more of a part of
integrated it into what you do.
It's part of our
Right.
part of our personality as
Right.
musicians and as songwriters. It's become a big part of who we are as a band.
And bringing in another person to cover parts could totally change the dynamic.
I think so, yeah,
And that's that's not out of the question. At some point it
if we ever get to the point where we feel like it's not fun and it's not creatively inspiring or it's not fulfilling its purpose, for our band, then I'm sure we'll consider other options. I really have no desire to just kind of beat it into the ground. If we ever tire of it, we'll move on. I don't think it's as much a part of who we are as a band that we couldn't be a similar band in a different lineup. But as of right now, I think we both really like it. Feel really excited by it. So as long as that is the case, we will continue.
Excellent. Well, you often write such powerful lyrics.
Thanks.
Is there a story behind the song "I Hope You Die" off your new EP, "My Neighbor, My Creator"?
There is. Several.
Great song,
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. There are several kind of intertwining stories and ideas that went into that song, all of which that are kind of personal. But I will say that I think it might be obvious to some, maybe not to others, but the title itself is not literal. Just to clear that up, we've played at several shows where I say the song is called "I Hope You Die," and people straight up laugh. It gets a laugh out of the crowd, and it's meant to be almost read as the reverse. I don't know. I think that song to me is really just about waiting and being in limbo and being patient and understanding sacrifices that entails. But yeah, I mean, I almost.
Vagaries.
I know. Shush, hush. What am I supposed to do?
No, it's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, and I also think that a lot of my songs, I don't really have a tendency to write any one song about one specific thing. What really ends up happening usually is a lot of different ideas get put together. Over the course of time, I collect ideas and then I begin to kind of shape them according to a basic theme, or they become more of like a collection of ideas from different places in my life that I begin to understand how they fit together. And once I begin to understand that, then they become songs.
Gotcha.
And so it's not like I wrote a song about this. It's more like this is an idea, or a theme that I've kind of collected this information on.
Do you tend to have lyrical ideas prior to music, or do you usually have a piece of music and a lyrical idea or something will be sparked and kind of come out of that?
It's really been, it varies, but lately it's really been words first. It's always been...
That can be very difficult.
It can. I think that mostly is a result of being on tour. And, thanks. I think it's really a result of being on tour that I'm always kind of functioning, at least unconsciously, a little bit creatively. And so when you're riding in a van or working or sleeping or eating or any number of the things you do throughout the course of the day you don't have access to a musical instrument, there's always something kind of going on in there. And so if I can't play, then I'll usually be kind of daydreaming about lyrics. And so at the end of a tour, what usually happens is I'll have this kind of collection of sentences and words and thoughts and ideas that I'll take home and finally get to sit down with a guitar or a piano or whatever and make into something.
You keep scraps of paper and
yeah, I
notebooks.
mean, I actually do it on my iPhone, actually. I have a little voice recorder on there, which has kind of changed my life. But honestly, when I'm at home, it could be totally different. I could be playing the guitar for an hour, just kind of loose, absent-mindedly playing the guitar and have an idea pop out, stick out at me, and I'll make that into something. I think it really just depends on the circumstances of your existence and what your life is like and where it's going to come from.
Cool. Well, rarely do I think that remixes compare to an original, but I do have to admit that the Mickey Free remix of That I Do is very well done.
Thanks,
and
thank you.
How did that come about?
That's actually, Mickey is a very, very close friend of both of ours, and he helped to produce the whole EP, but he also is a really excellent hip-hop producer and MC. And some time ago, after The Knot came out, after our second record came out, he just sort of for fun asked about remixing one of the songs, and we weren't going to stop him, and he asked about doing a verse, and we were like, well, yeah, do it however you want to do it, and we were just really floored by it.
Mickey is a very talented guy, and I felt really, I don't know if I would necessarily do a remix with just anyone, because I feel like because he's a friend and because he knows the context of the song itself and because he knows me, that I trusted him with it. I trusted him to do something appropriate with it that I would be okay with, and he did not disappoint.
I mean, it totally captures the energy of the original, but even kind of amplifies it with that beat a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm really glad you think so.
Thanks,
It was a real treat for us to hear that. We do listen to a lot of rap and hip hop, even though it doesn't really necessarily show in our music, and so it was definitely something special for us to be able to hear the way that turned out.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for taking the time.
Oh,
It's
it's
our
absolutely our pleasure.
You have
yeah.
a wonderful show tonight.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We're really excited to play here.
In the valley of the crowd, I was released, you were released. Was it deafeningly loud, or was it peace, sweet peace? 'cause it's right. It's for the best. Still I sense their judgment now, 'cause we ask for rest, just rest. I can't sleep until I see you sleeping. Curse my mind and it's all seeing eye. Watch the rise and wonder if you're breathing against your will. You are alive. I recognize the world that you have made, that we have made. Still you fool yourself to act. If you had stayed, if we had stayed at the ring of the bell, or at the falling of a tree. If you think of it at all, remember me, just me. I can't wait until I see you waking, watching as the scars fall from your eyes to a world that you may not remember. I hope you die. I hope you die. I hope you die. I hope you I wish you didn't need it anymore. I understand exactly what you use it for, and better isn't always doing well. I know because I'm better now myself. And it's true, I needed to, but not the way that you do.
the way I tell you lies, and you despise all my vices, dialing those crisis lines. The love you gave me, you paid me, and I cannot return it. It's burned a hole in my pocket, you've got no interest earning. I'm turning leaf after leaf, I'm searching for something solid. So you believe me, won't leave me, or just to change the topic. If I can't change it, stop it. Can I still call on you? Can I still count on you? Down for me despite all that I
wish I didn't hold you to your word. Ignited and decided they are undeserved, and everyone discovered when to stop. The giant made of stone came down off the mountaintop. See, it's true, I lie to you, but not as well as you do. And it's true, I needed to, but not the way you do. We left a maybe for the cold heart. And they found a body in my backyard. Only for the country, just like you did. But he's not in the country. Just look how you live. And oh, high and mighty, what do you know? And there is no great eye on the sparrow. And Mary is Mary, and I but what good does she have that I haven't got? And one had his lesser